part of the solution, you are the problem. And so I told myself, you're gonna volunteer. I did. You're gonna get a job in politics. I moved down to Texas and I helped elect Governor Greg Abbott, who is building a wall along the southern border, by the way. And then I knew how important it was, which we saw recently in a Supreme Court ruling, that we keep a conservative majority after the passing of Antonin Scalia. And with your help, I spent 2 years of my life helping to defeat the Hillary Clinton. Thank you for helping that happen. But you know, my life changed forever with President Trump. He brought up the city of Baltimore, Maryland. Do you guys remember that? Yeah. He used kind of ungraceful words talking about the city, we'll say. And very much like I was disappointed in my inaction that allowed President Obama to get reelected, I was disappointed in society because I saw that everybody wanted to talk about a problem. They wanted the likes, they wanted the retweets, they wanted the clout on social media from pointing out the problem of trash, but nobody was willing to actually clean it up. So I tweeted out to my followers and I said, I'm going to Baltimore. The tweet went viral. I had people in California, in all 50 states, who were eager to lend a hand. And on a Monday, a work day, with your help and 200 volunteers, we picked up 12 tons of trash in 12 hours in one day in the most dangerous streets of America. I went home to my ma and I said, Ma, I am really good at picking up trash. She was thrilled. You see, because her son, that dog walker, well, he had upgraded into a trash collector. And you know, the reason why I share this story is, guys, I'm no different than any of you. I'm an average, ordinary American citizen. The only thing that I did different is in our society, we are so often told as Americans to say, who will? And all I did different is I dared to say, I will. Yeah. And that's why I'm so encouraged to see so many of you here, because I know that when you see something is wrong, when you see injustice, that you will step up, you will take action, and you will be that person who dares to say, I will. Now, to give you an idea of the power of one, because I want you to understand, what I've done is I've self-determined my destiny. And that is my encouragement to every single young person out there. I want you to follow your dreams. Follow your passion. No dream is too big. And in 2 years' time, we've organized cleanups from Atlanta, Austin, Baltimore, Chicago, Denver, Detroit, Houston, Kenosha, Los Angeles, Miami, Milwaukee, Nashville, Portland, Pittsburgh, Philly. I was even protested for picking up trash. Can you guys guess? San Francisco, California. I want you guys to know that what this is, this movement that we're creating, is a movement based on love. But love is more than words. It's action. It's doing something. It's truth. It's justice. And you can't just speak it. You have to live it. You have to feel it. And that's the future of what we're fighting for, because I want to make it clear, the future of conservatism, number one, is medical freedom and patient protection. And yes, I am fighting to elect America First Republicans across the country. But more importantly, it's not just about DRR. We need to make sure, this is so important, that we put forth legislation. Because, guys, we are anti-segregation. No one should be judged by the color of their skin, by their sex, by their creed, or by their vaccination status. Those days are over. And so we need to put forth legislation that no American citizen can be fired, can be forced into retirement, can lose their 20-year pension that they've been working for, should have to face choosing another profession for making the personal medical decision not to take the COVID-19 vaccination. And more importantly, I want you guys to understand, you guys are behind the scenes of our television, our producers, behind the camera. You are what make movies and TV happen. And we're fighting for working class America. Think about it, firefighters, police officers, nurses, doctors, truckers, like in Canada, the military, teachers, grocery store workers, construction workers. Let's talk about empathy for a second. For the last 2 years, we saw the compassion and empathy of the American people that during a pandemic, they continued to serve us. They continue to put their lives on the line, making sure that we had medical care, making sure that we had supplies, making sure that our kids were taken care of. And what is the reward for that compassion and empathy? They're now being told by the opposition, take the vaccination or you're fired. Take the vaccination or you lose your pension. Take the vaccination or you lose your livelihood. This is our opportunity that we are going to fight for working class America, and more importantly, this is a fight for freedom. While the Democrats are going to do coercion and mandates and force, well, our principles are liberty, freedom, and choice. How many of you are moms and dads? Please raise your hand. This isn't just about us moms and dads. You know it, Roxanne, more than anybody. This is about fighting for our babies. That whether or not somebody wants to wear a mask in school, it should not be a mandate. It should be a choice. And the Democrats, they made a big mistake when they poked those angry mama bears. Because we saw it in Virginia, in a state that hasn't voted Republican statewide since 2009, and we flipped that governorship from blue to red. And day one, the governor signed an order that no employees are forced statewide vaccination. He signed an order, no masks in schools. Governance counts, leadership counts, and that's why I'm here. I want you guys to know as Californians, and I mean this as sincerely as I can, I see you, I value you, I acknowledge you, I see your humanity, and you matter. Don't give up on the state that you love. I'm asking you, stay here in California and fight! Now I want you guys to be encouraged because in the last year, I've been over to 28 states. And so I've got a national perspective. In the state of Florida, I want you guys to get excited. In the state of Florida, for the first time in history, there are now more Republicans registered than Democrats. That has never happened in the history of Florida. And in Pennsylvania, a state that was narrowly lost in 2020, the Democrats now have 13,000 fewer voter registrations. We're making gains in North Carolina, in Nevada, in Arizona. This is happening nationwide because of people like you. So be encouraged that you are not alone. This is a global movement against globalism. Ironically enough. Now, your state, I would liken it kind of to New York, right? You're both big states. You got tens of millions of people, democratically controlled, but we're actually investing in New York like we're investing in California. And in just a few months, we have registered nearly 10,000 new Republican voters in the state of New York. We helped flip 4 city council seats and, like your district attorneys, are pro-bail reform, that when somebody commits a crime, they're back on the streets in 24 hours. We flipped a district attorney from blue to red. And if we can do it in New York, by gosh, we can do it here in California. Last, if you choose to watch The American Persistence, I can promise a couple things. Number 1, you're going to get a lot of boots. Lots of boots. Number 2, you're going to get a lot of flat ironed hair. No, but honestly, I want you guys to know, if you told me, Scott, you'd be traveling the country, you'd be registering voters, you'd be picking up trash, you'd be living the American dream, I would have told you bumped your head and lost your mind. I want you guys to know, you've changed my life. I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and I hope to live up to all of the things that you guys are telling me. And just know, this November, we are going to shock the nation, and California is going to be a part of that big red tsunami. I would be remiss if I didn't thank Miss Deanne. She's opened her home to me. I'm staying in her, well, not in her bed. I'm staying in one of the rooms in her home, cuddling with her dog, Gracie, and she's been so kind that she's been chauffeuring me around. Can we give her a round of applause? I want to thank Tim, I want to thank Simone, I want to thank Mr. Ryan. I saw our camera guy here, there he is. And I just want to thank Jennifer and Tatum. Thank you for sharing your birthday with us. Thank you for getting dirty with us, cleaning up trash. And thank you, California, for having me at Hollywood for Freedom. I'm done. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah!
Wow! Are you fired up? Are you fired up?